Well, you are looking live right now here at Austin Regents High School as we get ready for another game of ladies soccer here in the great state of Texas in the capital city. Today we got ourselves a great matchup here as your Austin Regents Knights take on, well, if I can actually get everything set up, that is, the Brentwood Christian Lady Bears. So this is going to be a great matchup. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's broadcast. I am Dalton Brown, and you're not. Of course, I had to bring in another SNL reference after doing that last week for a Cedar Park game. As we get ready for some more soccer on today's coverage here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Broadcasting Director Merle Bertrand and Product Manager Suna Vancat will be the ones helping out with this broadcast, along with Travis over here to my right, who is going to be manning the camera for the first game. We have a doubleheader coverage, so it's going to be the first one is the ladies soccer game, followed by the men's soccer game later on at 7 o'clock. And this game gets underway as the kicks are off. And as we've mentioned before in the past with especially this specific playing field, you always got to love the backdrop and everything about this campus. Looks like a junior version of a college campus every time I'm out here, and I always got to love the scenic views. It's a beautiful, crisp day out. It's about in the weather is in about the 50s. Skies mildly clear. No sign of rain, as unlike earlier this morning, so that's always a good sign. And a great day for soccer in the great state of Texas. Now let's mention the starting lineups for these two teams. First off, the Brentwood Christian Lady Bears. We got number 2, Erin Lee, number 3, Allie Robertson, number 5, Sofia Velasco, number 7, Ava Cavada, number 8, Callie Whitemeyer, number 9, Lily Garza, Addie McCarty is wearing number 10, number 11 is Dandra Zolini. That's number 11. Number 12 is Ava Pugh, and that kick's going to go out of bounds over to the left. And going to go to the penalty marker. Number 13, Penelope Booth. Number 15, Melody Hargreaves. Number 16, Ellie Walters. Number 18, Chloe Kerdwig. Number 20, Trinity Martinez. And number 22, Alyssa Pennies. Now, last time that we covered this team, we did the boys game only. That was the 7 o'clock game, so this is the first time we are getting some double soccer action here on the Vype Sports Media Network with my coverage, so I'm very excited about that part. As Austin Regents is taking control on their side of the field, kicking it around, trying to get some open space over to the left side. Kicking it in towards the left side, and this is going to be blocked. Just a tad short. I think caught it right off the toe of her cleat and unable to get that power that she more than likely was trying to provide. Goalie will kick it out to the left side. This will go out of bounds over to the backyard fence. 37 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock here in the first period of action in this ball game. Now we go on to mention the starting lineup for the Austin Regents Lady Knights team. We got number 2, junior. Well, if my laptop would actually allow me to read it. It's a little interesting when you're trying to read from an email. Number 2, Caroline Mabane. Number 3, Clara Carter. Number 5, Addie Phillips. Number 6, Charlie Caden is going to be wearing number 6. Number 7, Violet Timmons. This kick goes a little bit out of play and once again blocked by the goalie. Number 8, Olivia Hall. Number 9, Layla Thomas. Number 10 is going to be Bree Walker. Number 11 is Claire Risher. Number 12, Julia Gottschalk. Number 13, Ansley Allen. Number 15, Charlotte Thompson. Number 16 is Harper Rich. Number 17, Salem Bauer. Number 19 is Amelia Mershak. Number 21 is Audrey Garwood. Number 22, Delane Smith. Number 23, Price Norflit. And number 25, Solana Gallardo. So that is the starting lineup for these two squads going head-to-head. Carter with the ball, kicking it out. And this is going to go right back into possession. And not for long, as Austin Regents is able to take control of it before it goes just out of bounds over to the left. That is the one interesting part about this press box. It is elevated right over the playing field, So the angle of even trying to see the left side is a little interesting. So you can't really. So you have to really go off the body language of every player on the field. Kicks over to the right side. All across the line, staying in play. Able to kick out. Just barely missing going out of bounds. And mishandled a few times. And the Bears minimize the damage. Kick goes into the mid side of the field. Stopped by the Austin Regents goalie. Going right back into play. That's number 11, Claire Risher. Out there in the pink shirt at the goalie position. Kick's going around over to the left side. And as we mentioned, it is coming close now. We're within the next couple of years, I should say, away. Actually, I think it's this year, the FIFA... No, that's actually in a couple of years. No, that is correct. The FIFA World Cup coming up next in the United States of America. And a lot of things that we've talked about with a couple of buddies, especially recently as that goes out of bounds, is the ticket prices for the U.S. matches, which are, to say the least, extraordinarily insane. I have looked at those ticket prices as of recently, and it is extraordinary of what kind of event the World Cup is going to be in the U.S., to say the least. Makes the World Series tickets that I got for Game 1 a couple years ago look like pocket change. Kick goes out from the corner. Shot going up with it, and unable to convert that kick is number 3, Clara Carter. Corner kick with no true result with it, as it's going to go right back out of bounds, and we will take a breath and resume. Well, a couple things to mention here for those that don't join my broadcast. At halftime, or at any point I should say that we have a break in our segment, we will be doing our usual segment of Today in Texas History, presented by onthisday.com, for the reason that most times in the state of Texas, high school coaches are also history teachers, and we like to implement both two things that Texans really take pride in. That's sports, especially football, soccer, baseball, or basketball, and the state's great history. So we will be going into that later on in our segment when we have ourselves a break. Kicks up the middle over to the left and push right back into Bears territory. Scramble for the ball now between, that's number 23, Price Norflet, and number 22, Alyssa Penny's ever going after it. And the Bears are able to kick it back to their side of the field before going out of bounds over to the right. 32 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock here. It is currently 5:06 p.m. Central Standard Time in Travis County. Kicking from the middle over to the right side and able to get away with it and get past a couple of Bears into their territory before being stopped by the goalie. That was a monster kick there. I want to say that was the person that made that kick. I believe that was number 3, Clara Carter, that actually swiped that one right up the middle, putting a little extra power, getting past a couple of Bears, but not much going beyond that. So nothing more than a crucial little second there, but enough to get your confidence up and boosting. 31 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock in the midfield. To the left side. And nice little block there before going out of bounds by number 11. No, excuse me, I think that's number 10, Bree Walker out there who made that. Was that Bree Walker? No, that was it was Claire. Thank you. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate that. That is Claire Risher that actually made that block. Couldn't depict that was a number 10 or a number 11 from where I was standing, so able to get that under control and understood. Norflet was buying some time. Number 16, Harper Rich with it. Rich passing it up and back into possession of the Bears, taken away by number 2, Aaron Lee. Before going out of bounds back over to the left side. And kicked up and over and back into Knights territory now. Number 7, Violet Timmons kicks it and blocked there by the goalie. Great little stop there over to the right side of the goal post. Looked like he might have just hit one of the posts on the right had he gone by, but never risking on taking a great stop there. 29 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. And a little side swipe coming out of nowhere, doing a little interception move. A couple of small kicks there. Kick is up and it is no good. Almost had it there. I believe that was a kick there by number 7, Violet Timmons on that one. Great little read there and a great kick opportunity. Read that perfectly, but just unfortunately kicking it a little too far to the left, going back into Bears territory. Back in the middle, intercepted there for a split second by Claire Risher. And making a couple of aggressive pushes as Violet Timmons able to make some action there, kicking number 20 Trinity Martinez out of bounds. So gotta love the aggressive play here by the Lady Knights, really taking it to the opposition. And gets just a bit past number 12 Julia Gottschalk as it goes to the backfield. 28 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock here in this first game of a doubleheader coverage. Intercepted away for a split second before taking back possession and back into Knights territory. Great little backhand there, a little quick swipe scoop by number 10, Addie McGaughey. McGaughey, I should say, excuse me. Kind of just letting it trickle in between her two feet, just making a quick little stop. Almost a trick play there, it seemed like. Taking it back. Aaron Lee. To the left. Shooting for that left side. Buying some time over to her right. And a side swiped away. A good little swipe there by Penelope Booth. Able to put it into Bears territory. To the left side again. Buying it over to Phillips. Phillips with the kick over to the right. Kick is up and it is stopped again. This time the kick attempt was number 13, Ansley Allen, the junior. Just a little bit on top of that one. And speed was just enough for the goalie to kind of take some time, get to her feet, and be able to set him to almost scoop what seemed like a ground ball to a second baseman. In other terms, it swiped away again. This time it's number 23, Price Norflet, making the swipe. To the right. Back to the middle now. Kick is stopped. Number 7, Violet Timmons, was blocked there by number 10, Addie McGaughy. And a great attempt there to avoid the Knights from drawing first blood in this game. But it will allow a corner shot. Kick is up. Couple of Bears and Knights scrambling for it before it gets into the sideline, out of bounds. Number 13, Ansley Allen, was the one kicking that corner. Here we go, out of bounds again. We once again mentioned, I absolutely love this booth, and I love the little setup of it. It's definitely nice and warm for a day that's cool outside. And it's always interesting, though, because you're kind of playing a game of hopscotch sometimes, almost, when you're trying to look over to the left side and you just start jumping up to see what happened, because the windows are elevated above the playing field, like we mentioned earlier. In the Bears' territory now, south by the goalie. A great little kick and stop there. Teamed up by number 10, Bree Walker. Kick is up, and it is up and over. Now that was off the football field goal post, the American football field goal post, I should say. Just barely a little bit over. And excuse me, that's actually number 16, Harper Rich, that kicked it over to the goalie just a second ago, I should say. Rich made the kick over to the Austin Knights goalie. That kind of projected it back over to the mid-side, so there was a little bit of a mix-up on my end, so I do apologize to the viewers at home. This one is going to a little bit past, just a tad bit out of bounds. And out of bounds again. Well, hopefully by around, I'd say 8 o'clock today, we might get some scores across the league. We have done that for football all season. We've done it for a couple of basketball games, so we could get some scores from all around the Austin area in other games covered by Vype Media, so we'll let you know around 7:30 or 8 o'clock if we're going to get those updates by either reading them or saying, hey, no updates today. You either get one or the other if you're listening to my broadcast, especially. Merle and TJ will tell you that for sure. To the right, back up the middle. There's a tad bit out of bounds, so I'm going to use this as a little bit of a story time while we're at it, while we're kind of talking about it. The only time I ever played soccer in any sort of league or competitive fashion, if you want to call it that, I was 6 years old playing in first grade, and out of all teams that I had played for, it was a team called the Grasshoppers. Now, what was funny about this team was we were, like I mentioned, 6, so I mean, soccer was just kind of a after-school activity for us, but I had gotten probably within 5 feet of the goal, right at the middle. Actually, hold up now. It goes right into the hands of the goalie again. So anyways, I get about within 5 feet of the goal. Mind you, it is a wide goal. I'm right in the middle. I don't just miss. I straight up shank to the left, almost like hitting a driver into the woods. And I talk about this story because my friends still mock me for it and call me lefty every now and then because of how far to the left I missed. So a little story for some of the people that either have heard it in the past or have not. 20 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock in this game. Number 3, Clara Carter buying time to her left, kicking it within. The assist attempt is not capitalized. A great attempt there by number 7, Violet Timmons, but also a great scoop there by the opposing goalie, just getting to her knees, fielding that ground ball. Limiting the damage here. 19 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock. In the Bears territory, I should say. Timmons spinning around a bit and unable to come away with that one. Nineteen minutes and 9 seconds on the clock here. Sunset will probably truly take place in about 30 minutes is when we'll get some change in light. In the cool bipolar month of January. The right side. And taken away by the Bears and going back into Knights territory now before not too long, honestly, as the Knights are able to take good control of it before letting the Bears get a little too much reps with the ball on their side of the field. Kick is up, and it is great stop there by the goalie. A line drive kick that time. She's able to use those reflexes and stop a rocket of a line drive into her area. I mean, that was a great stop there. I've talked about the ground balls. It almost seemed like, routine ground balls to the second baseman. That was a line drive to the pitcher that time. Which, yes, I mean, a lot of baseball terminology is going to be used, so I do apologize now to the viewers. As I have done for football. As I have done for basketball and volleyball. Threw in some baseball terminology. 17 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. And currently a substitution being made. By the Knights. Number 9, Layla Thomas comes into this game. So number 11, Claire Risher, comes out of this one in replacement for Layla Thomas. Lila's 9. What did I say? Did I say number 9? Or did I say number 8? Okay. Got it. Travis helping me out here in case I get mixed up, as that's going to happen for a lot of these games. Sometimes I find out that trying to keep up with players on a soccer field is like trying to swat a fly with a toothpick. At least in my case. So, That's the other reason I got Travis here. If I had an extra mic that actually worked, unlike the one in the backpack, I'd probably let him color analyst this game. I'd let him color commentate. I'd love to hear these jokes on the mic. Honestly, shoot, if I could actually talk about producer, I might see if I can get that mic to work. I'd like to hear this. If Travis is down for that. We will get to that later on, though. We will ask those questions. That'll run the halftime point. 15 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. I actually almost thought about doing that with the last guy that filmed for the men's soccer game last month that I called. My camera guy there, we had talked about pro wrestling the entire time. It was subjects about the Attitude Era, especially in the WWE. 14 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock. The Knights are able to reset and readjust here. Just kick it right back up the middle and take control of the tempo. Kick is up and it is goal! Ainsley Allen breaks the ice in this one. It is a 1-0 game. 14 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock in the first period of action, and she gets the first blood drawn early on in this game. Great kick up the middle. We got to give credit to the goalie over there, making a couple of great stops. That one just a little bit high and a little bit faster and unable to take much control of that one before it just slipped right through her hands into the goal. And that was just a great display of play action, open space, right up the middle, driving it and taking control of that tempo, drawing first blood. And going back up the middle again, a goal! Clara Carter this time! Now really adding the pace into this one. It is a 2-0 game, so we go from 0-0 for the first, seemed like 20 minutes of this one, to suddenly, in less than 30 seconds, we get 2 goals. So the Lady Knights playing haymakers in this one. Knights take it back into their side for a split second. For the Bears hold back onto it. Taken away by the Knights and back over the Bears, back over to the Knights. Up the middle. A bit of a scramble right now for the ball. Before the Knights are able to take solid possession. Violet Timmons with it this time. Over to the left side, and this one looks like it has gone out of bounds. At least according to the body language on the field being displayed. Little swift kick up the middle and up and high. And just hit out of bounds. Last touched by number 3, Allie Robertson. Bears will retain this one. 12 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock.
Looks like Lila Thomas is going to take this corner.
Lila Thomas is going to take this corner. The chance to break it even, or break it up and open. Kick is up, off the head. That was number 16, though. It came off the head off Harper Rich. Ball is going to go just a bit out of bounds, so quick stop there. Back into the goal line. Kick is up, it's good! Carter with her second goal of the game. It is a 3-0 Austin Knights lead.
3 goals in the last 3 minutes.
He had 3 goals in the last 3 minutes. Travis just dropped that info on us. And the Lady Knights able to kind of open the floodgates here early on in this one. Controlling the tempo, really taking it into their side of the field. The Bears look to get some possession here and try and control the tempo themselves. They've been able to bring it to their side of the field, but not without a little bit of struggle for sure, trying to hold on to the ball. Knights back in possession before the Bears able to make some small contact, and there will be a quick foul on this one. Bears will retain possession. It'll be number 2, Aaron Lee, kicking this one up. 11 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Lee kicks it up in the middle. And the Knights able to come back up with it. Number 13, Ansley Allen, cutting right in front. A couple of those players and able to take it herself. And the Bears are able to get to the Regents side of the field before the Knights take it right back. And that has been the theme so far of this first period of action. The Austin Regents Knights able to take the ball back quickly. Bears able to take it to the opposing side of the field, but not for much long, as it seemed like they've been holding on to that rope for a while, but slowly slipping every single time they get to that side. And there will be another corner take. This time it will be Ainsley Allen taking this one. We mentioned a chance to really open it up here. Kick up. And nothing much doing there. The Knights able to take that ball right back over to the right side. Pushing for some open space, but not for much longer. As Austin Regents will try and set up the tempo yet again, as they've been able to do this entire game. Reset, readjust, kick is up, and it is over the goal. And nothing doing there. I believe, if I'm correct, this time that kick was attempted by, trying to take a good look at who that is out there. I want to say that's either number 12, Julia Gutschak, or number 13, Ansley Allen. And I'm pretty sure that is, in fact, Ansley Allen who took that one away. You know, it's a little hard. I should have brought my binoculars with me to tell a 2 from a 3 from this distance. I've got sight like my grandpa already at 23. Back over to the Regents side of the field, and a little double stop there by the Bears, and right to the face of number 7, Violet Timmons. That's some extreme toughness there shown by Timmons. Not afraid to get in front of that ball. Give the Bears a tough time in this one. 8 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock remain. Number 3, Clara Carter, kind of just snapping there in the right position. Up the middle. And out of bounds just right off that brick wall underneath the scoreboard. In a 3-0 ball game. I know that back in Lubbock right now, there is a game being broadcasted for basketball by legendary commentator Nick Long. Always got to give credit to Nick, giving me my first bit of work over in Lubbock, Texas for Estacado High School. So he's been doing this for about 50 years. Been behind the mic for many of high school sports' greatest moments up in West Texas. Him and Phil Woodall of Amarillo, two guys I have had the pleasure of being able to color commentate with. Currently calling basketball this year. Trying to figure out where the ball's even coming from. It's a little bit to the right of where we had honestly seen it. Regents controlling the tempo again. And one swiping over to the right. She's able to kick it off just before seeing any sign of trouble. Swiping it away, taking possession, kicking over to the right. Kick is up and it's a goal! The freshman Violet Timmons getting in on the scoring parade. It is a 4-0 Austin Regents Knights lead in this one. And we're still in the first period. We still got 6 minutes left. Unbelievable scoring affair in this one early on. And the freshman Violet Timmons with a great kick over from the right side, kicking towards the left with some velocity on that one that time, hitting the up left corner of that goal. 4-0 lead in this one. The Bears looking to make a statement before switching sides. Really looking to put it into the opposition. Well, Paul Austin's Lady Knights have been really doing a fantastic job in this one of a couple things that I've noticed as key in this one. And I'm going to say this, make this a Pee-wee's Playhouse word of the day at this point. The word of the day is tempo. It is genuinely the word of the day because you can control the speed of the game, you can control the pace, really get some open time, find those open teammates, and really bring it to the house. That's exactly what this Austin Regents Knights team has done in this one. Back over for a split second there in Bears possession, but not for much long. Knights able to retain possession to the left side. Kick goes out. This one is going to be just past that goal line. Is out of bounds. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in this one. And kicking this one away for the Bears. I had my lineup out just a second ago. Kicking away is number 3, Allie Robertson. Back over the middle and stopped and taken away there by Carter. Here's the kick, or what I thought was about to be the dagger for a second there. Second chance opportunity. Taken by Allen. Kick to the right. It is just a tad bit outside of the line. That is number 9. Lila Thomas making that kick. Just a tad bit short to the right. That was a deep kick as well that she took. That would have been... That was a very impressive kick attempt. It would have been even more impressive had that sunk right through. Aaron Lee up the middle. And taken away by the Austin Regents goalie. Kick is up and out. That is taken back over to Bears territory. Into the corner it goes. And just past the line in that one. So, I want to say out there is number 22. If I'm correct, that's Delane Smith out there. The Dylan Smith. It was Dylan Smith out there, the goalie, who has made a couple of stops in this one, as rare as it's been for the ball to come over to her side of the field. But no, 4 of those attempts, she's been able to stay in this game, which is honestly just as much impressive. And a little bit of a tumble out there as the fight for the ball just did not amount to much. Back out of play. 1 minute and 18 seconds on the clock in the last bit of this first period. $70 seconds left. And a little bit out of bounds through the white picket fence. 53 seconds left. And while you look at that timer and see 46 seconds, you start to realize how much time is genuinely left on the clock that the Bears have to still make that statement. I mean, Austin Regents was able to score 2 goals within 30 seconds to start opening this game up, and Regents will continue that stretch. Here's Aaron Lee with the ball to the right side. This one will stay in play. Able to retain it back over. So number 16, Harper Rich. Aaron Lee will trickle it around. Lee cuts it back up and over. And that will conclude this first period of action. The score, Austin Knights lead in this one 4-0. So we will come right back with more coverage after this break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. The score, your Austin Regents Knights 4. The Bears nothing in this one, as we will switch sides of the field. Brentwood Christian will have an opportunity to try and talk this one over and figure out a game plan. We will come right back with Today in Texas History right after this on the Vype Sports Media Network. Back here in the second half of this one, the score 4-0, and I completely forgot to do my segment during the halftime, so we're going to do it at the beginning of this one. So we're going into Day in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. It is January 13th. And in 1983, and this is a more recent one, in 1983 in Dallas, Texas, President Reagan addressed the 64th Annual American Farm Bureau Federation at the Dallas Convention Center. That same year in Dallas, Texas, President Reagan visited the North Texas Food Bank. In 1871, we're scooting back a little bit, Jose Antonio Navarro died. He was leading Mexican participant in the Texas Revolution and one of 3 Mexican signers of the Texas Declaration of Independence. In 1939, legendary Big Thicket outlaw Thomas Red Jefferson Goldman was arrested for the first time out of a few. In 1840, Edwin Waller was elected as the first mayor of Austin, which ended up becoming many more. In 1974, the airport now known as the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport officially opened. Kick is over to the right side and going out. And in 1997, Willie Lewis died. He was renowned black jazz clarinetist and band leader. He was born in Cleburne, Texas, and grew up in Dallas, Texas. Now Cleburne, the home of the Cleburne Railroaders, as we know, and like their close minor league team, the Round Rock Express, their mascot name is Spike, except their mascot is a railroad spike, which is always something I find interesting. Anyways, back into the action that y'all came for, the soccer action on the field. 4-0 to score right now. We got 38 minutes left in the second half of this one. Travis is kind of getting a good camera angle right now and doing the hard work in doing so. And got to give Travis here an A for his effort. Got to love to see that. So definitely appreciate what I can get. I guess less tasks on my hand and focus on really attempting to call this one. So sides of the field have switched on this one. But the dominance has... Oh, I thought we were going to get ourselves the 5th goal of the game, but trickled a little bit to the right. Getting ready to attempt a Joe Davis call on that one, but instead, I'd say Joe Davis. I'm definitely not Joe Buck, that's for sure. Not even mad at him as a commentator. I just am still a little salty about Game 6 of the 2011 World Series. My Rangers losing in that David Freese walk-off, and there's an injury on the field. So we will cut over to the middle of the field for a second and let that happen here. And never mind, she actually walks off on her own powers. Everything seems to be alright. Definitely looked a lot worse than it actually was, but seemed to be walking off the field just completely fine. It'll be Ainsley Allen here with the corner kick. An attempt here to open it up to a 5-0 game in this one. This one a little bit up and over and going back to the halfway line and a little bit past in the Bears territory now. Going into the sideline and out of bounds. Nothing to score. Me and Travis were talking about earlier predictions on the score of this one, and it is a very interesting one. I mean, we're going through the stats earlier. Austin Regents is is possibly 8-0, maybe a different record than that, but they're definitely undefeated, and they've only given up 4 goals in this undefeated dominated season. So a team that is known to play both sides of the field fairly well, and meaning they've scored more points or just as many points in this game, just as many goals as they've given up in the entire season. So that's showing some character in this ladies Regents team. Hick is up in a little bit of aggression there, but playing hard on that, but nothing much doing there as Aaron Lee will take this ball right back. Or Brentwood Christian. 34:52 left in the half. Up in the air. And a great stop attempt. Kind of a pop-up catch. Avoiding much from really transpiring on that one. That was once again number 22 Dylan Smith out there at goalie. And taking a tumble is number 20 Trinity Martinez. Going down. And Brentwood Christian doing a much better job of keeping track with that time management. Nothing much more than that, though, as it goes a little bit to the right sideline and out of play. It'll be number 3, Allie Robertson, kicking this one away for Brentwood Christian. The southpaw kicker. And intercepting it for a short period of time and fighting to get possession of that ball is number 7, Violet Timmons. And the officials will hand the ball off over to Brentwood Christian. Number 7, excuse me, that's number 10, Addie McCoy, taking that one. Brentwood Christian kicking it up onto their side of the field. And a great diving stop over to her left. Number 22, Dylan Smith, doing it again. Great effort out there on the field. So kicks it back out to number 7, Violet Timmons. Timmons kicks over to the left side and stopped. Over to the right side of the sideline. Back through the middle. Finding some open space to her right. Trying to buy some time. Goes just past the end line. Avoiding giving up too much space on that one. So we are just about to approach, just a little over 8 minutes have been played in this second half of action. So far, this is kind of a repeat of the first half. We're not much doing so far in the first nearly 10 minutes. We'll see if we'll have a repeat of the last. 3 Austin Knights come forward on that one. Being able to take back possession. Timmons able to make some stops, and the kick by number 3, Clara Carter. Just a little bit over everybody, going back into the end line. Throwing it in from the sideline. If I can get a good angle of that, I think. I want to say that was number 23, Price Norflet. Of course, it's a little far from my sightseeing, but I'm pretty sure that's a 2 on the first digit of that jersey. Knights will take back possession here. Number 3, Clara Carter. Kick this one up from the middle from deep. Kick is up. Chasing after it. Going past the end line. Last touch there by number 13, Ansley Allen. Just slapping it down a little bit. Trying to stop before going out of bounds, but unable to allow that to happen. Number 3, Allie Robertson will kick this one away. Timmons try to intercept with it yet again. And Timmons playing aggressive out there and taking a tumble over to her left. At the midpoint and into the sideline. I'll tell you what, the Knights are making it a tough task for this Brentwood Christian team to even take good possession of the ball, and doing a great job of making it as difficult as possible to even get past the middle line. Heck, honestly, if I wish I would have kept a scorecard out, because I'd love to know. I think there have been as many goals by the Austin Knights in the first half as there have been Brentwood Christian goal attempts that have been fielded by Dylan Smith. I think Dylan Smith has been able to have possession of the ball more often than Brentwood Christian was able to avoid Austin Regents from scoring. If that even makes sense. I don't know. It made sense in my head. We'll say that. So Ainsley Allen will be taking his corner kick on this one. Allen kicking it up. This is a good kick by Allen, and it's a goal! Clara Carter again! A 5-0 ball game in this one. And Austin Regents opening up the floodgates some more. And I think it's funny, I look at my phone and my grandma's texting me if I'm going out for Taco Tuesday with them tonight. I kind of forgot to tell her I've got other obligations other than Taco Tuesday, but I appreciate the offer. Talking about some Mas Fajitas in Taylor, Texas. Ainsley taking it herself to the right. Timmons aiming for that left goal post, but just a little bit left of that. Just past the end line. 27 minutes remain in this last half of action. The Jackets start to slowly come out as the cold weather starts to slowly set in Central Texas, which of course in Texas cold weather can be 40 degrees. And it'll feel like Antarctica to us. Like I mentioned, I called games in Lubbock and started to slowly learn there is a big difference between Central Texas cold and West Texas cold. And West Texas cold is, for Texans at least, the equivalent to something you'd feel in the North Pole. And we hadn't even touched Colorado's from there. A strong kick to the left side, but just past the goal line yet again. End line, I should say. And trickling it right back into action. Couple of strong kicks out up in the middle, and a goal! A long goal this time! The freshman does it again! Violet Timmons! Excuse me, that was actually Lila Thomas doing it on that one. I don't know how I read a 7 on that 9. Travis at least helping me keep in line, making sure that I'm on top of the game in this one. But Austin Regents doesn't need any assistance on being on top of this one. 6-0. Cool. Lila Thomas getting in on the action in this one. I'll tell you what, that is the fun part of having a second person in this booth. You always get a little bit of help whenever you get some names mixed up, which happen more often than I am proud to admit. Another long kick, and this time blocked. A 6-0 game. Lila Thomas went for the deep shot on that one. The 3 ball, I guess you can say, and just sunk it with pure confidence on that one. No hesitation. Just said, watch this. Kicking it deep. The Hail Mary on that one. Side kick. Through a couple of defenders, and will be safely stopped by the Brentwood Christian goalie. Kick is up over the head of Aaron Lee. Back over to Lila Thomas, the last scorer in this one, as of about a minute ago. On the right side, this one's going to go just back into the sideline. It's a 6-0 game. For the sake of the viewers watching, including my wonderful mother-in-law, I hope for her, well, I won't say I hope. I'll just say for her sake, I won't make another joke if Austin Regents is able to get their 7th goal. We're not making another 6-7 joke on our broadcast, because apparently I have taught my 7-year-old brother-in-law that term, and I've come to realize, so I've been advised, at least by her, not to drop that term within my broadcast. So my apologies to my brother-in-law Noah for that. Also, my fiance just gets annoyed by that term. Anyways, from the sideline and back into the sideline yet again. We're at 2-2-2-2 for a second there, left on the clock. Up and over a couple defenders. A great little arc on that one. Kicked right into the backside. Number 13, Ainsley Allen making that kick attempt. Back over to Allen. Allen back over to the right side. Kick goes up, and it is not good. Great attempt there on that open up the middle attempt, and I could be wrong, but I want to say that's number 6, Charlie Caden out there, who made that kick attempt. If I'm reading that correctly, I believe that's a number 6. Who knows? Travis will help me if it's not. It's either number 6 or number 8, Olivia Hall. It's one of those two. We'll get some updates on that in a moment. But regardless, brings us back into the action. And back in that tough angle where can't see exactly what's going on here. But what we do know is Brentwood Christian's making a substitution. So number 7, Ava Cavada, will come out of this game, and in her place will be number 9, Lily Garza. Making a quick switch here. Corner kick. All right, we got ourselves another corner kick, and once again, Ainsley Allen will be the one taking this one away. Chance here bringing a lucky number. Oh, and a hard kick right back, and this goes into the... Oh, nope, off the fence, almost into the street. A hard line drive kick, and we have under 20 minutes left to go here in this one. Nothing. Well, like we mentioned, right after this game, we will get coverage of the boys' game. The boys' soccer game will be on right after this at 7 o'clock. Double coverage for the first time I've been able to do this season, so it'll be exciting for sure. See where we end up there. Kick past the in line, and this is going to go right up and out. It is 6:16 p.m. This game has been going on for an hour and 16 minutes, including the halftime. And the dawn turns to dusk very slowly here. It turns dark outside. The lights are on. A January night. In the last couple of months, before we get right back into daylight savings time. Soon enough, this time of day will be just as bright, and it'll be bright for another couple hours within the next coming months. The favorite time of year for most people. And this one's going to go past the end line. This one go just out of bounds, thrown a little bit too hard. Nobody. Number 3, Clara Carter will be the one kicking this one out. 18 minutes left to go. Up and off the head of Ainsley Allen. Up and in the air. Off the head of number 3, Allie Robertson. Taken away by Timmons. Passing it back out, passing past a couple of Bears and taking it away by number 20, Trinity Martinez. Martinez kicking over to Penelope Booth before being swiftly taken away and kicked into the sideline and out of bounds. I believe to be is number 23, Price Norfleet. It is, in fact, the freshman Norfleet. To the right. Taken back by Timmons there. To get a tough angle to see what's going on unless I actually stand up. And line drive kick by Violet Timmons. Great stop by the goalie, able to prevent that 7th goal of the game. A pop-up kick. Taken away there by Ainsley Allen. Past the line. Timmons, here's the dagger. And just goes off that back heel. I think there was a little bit more speed on that process. Trying to quickly get it out before other defenders came in and around, and fortunately trying to score before actually kicking it. 16 minutes left on the clock in this one. Well, you know it's a good stream whenever the QA has not sent any messages on this one saying that something happened with the stream. For once, the encoder's working, so we haven't had to actually stop, which is always good, especially when you have somebody else in the booth. Always a great stream when you can keep everything running perfectly. 15 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. Off the head and out of bounds, back to the sideline. Almost a dude perfect shot into that trash can over there, funny enough. Back up and past the midpoint line. Towards the left. Here's the kick, and it's up, and it's off the top of the goal post. Almost a great score there by Ainsley Allen. And have not taken the shot on this one. Trying to find some open space. Timmons, the freshman, to the right side. The kick is out, and it is up and out of bounds. Past the in line. It goes up to the right side. Taken away by the Knights yet again. Timmons! Excuse me, that's actually number 3. Clara Carter, but goal! Making sure I got that name right this time before getting the excitement in. But a 7-0 game in this one, and Clara Carter doing it again. 7-0 game, and a lucky 7 at that. With now just under 14 minutes to go in this one, and Austin really trying to put this game away. For Brentwood Christian can really have an opportunity. Paul Austin's team has really done an excellent job this year of minimizing the damage on their side of the field, limiting the goals allowed, and taking advantage of any opportunity they could get. A rare solid possession by Brentwood Christian on this one. Ainsley Allen back with it. Allen past the midpoint, past the center circle, going up to the middle. Here comes the dagger. And what a great stop there. Doing the splits. Down 7-0 and keeping that effort alive is the Brentwood Christian goalie. That was a great stop on that one. You got to admit, that was going down to the splits, extending to her right, and avoiding Violet Timmons of that 8-0 game. And hold on now. Okay, for a second I thought they were questioning if it was a goal or not. Which would have been interesting. Corner kick is up. And great open space, and being able to bring it back up and over, and it is stopped and almost slipped right past the goalie that time. Making sure that, like Travis just said, that opposing goalie is busy. And I think there have been more goals scored by the Austin Regents tonight than there have been kicks over to any of Austin Regents goalies tonight. Mainly Dylan Smith, I think, has only probably fielded at least 6 balls this game. If that. At least it seemed like that. It could be more, but it's at least seemed that way. That's honestly a stat I have not written down. So, I guess you could say the source is trust me, bro, on this one. Well, there you go. There's another one. Timmons back up the middle over to Mabin. Timmons, a freshman, over to the right side. And Allen was just trying to get a little bit past everybody and unable to do so in quick amount of time. But Lila Thomas back over to Violet Timmons. And it's blocked. And we will have ourselves a couple more substitutions coming in this time for Austin Regents. Number 7, Violet Timmons, and number 13, Ainsley Allen will be out of this game. In their place looks to be number 6, Charlie Caden, and number 22, Dylan Smith, who we mentioned earlier was a goalie in this one. So she will get an opportunity now to be the two-way star in this one. Or a two-way player, I should say. And a great shuffle there by number 9, Lila Thomas. Kick back over, and here we go, Smith! Oh, Smith just unable to get quite to that one. We almost saw a goalie take it herself on that one. Come out of the game after making a couple stops. Come back in as a field general. We have reached that point now, just a little under 9 minutes left here on the clock in this one. Weather gets down to a cool, crisp 50 degrees. We'll be pushing more towards 49 at the beginning of the next game. Small little stop there. Up to the right side. Trickling down to the sideline. And staying in play, Aaron Lee will be unable to get to this one. This one's going to go right past the end line. Lee will take it right back in. I believe, yes, it is going to be a corner shot taken by Aaron Lee in this one. So a chance for Brentwood Christian to draw some blood in this one. And kicked out of bounds off that brick wall right below the scoreboard. 7:47 left to go. Kick right through the middle. And nothing much doing there. 7:19 remains on the clock in this one. What a stop there on a close kick. That's number 2, Caroline Mabon making that kick, or making that stop, I should say, right between her legs. It's a tough kick on that one, a hard one. She's just able to get in front of it. And with this game coming down to the last minutes, I gotta say, more than likely this will come away as a Austin Regents victory. You gotta say, another dominating performance here by the Lady Knights. Having this one in their control. And a it looks like there was an offsides call somewhere, so slowing down the action slightly. Kick taken by number 20, Trinity Martinez. Back over to the Austin Regents side. Line drive kick. A couple of bears and a little curve on that one. A great attempt there to hold that ball within. Finding some open space. The dagger. No good. Well, making the stop there for the Bears was number 13, Penelope Booth, and pretty sure making that kick attempt was number 22, Dylan Smith, trying to get that first point on the board for her in this game. But to no avail. Back over to Dylan Smith, another opportunity here for her to capitalize on this opportunity, but it is taken away there by number 20, Trinity Martinez. Back over to Smith. Smith going into the mid side. Going a little bit past the end line, but being stopped. Kicked back over to the sideline. And taken away by number 13, Penelope Booth. Booth buying some time over to her right. Being taken away once again into the sideline. Just a bit out of bounds. That one was a great stop opportunity by number 9, Lila Thomas. The last 3:49 on the clock here on a cool, chilly day in Austin, Texas, the capital city. Back into the sideline yet again. This one's number 3, Clara Carter. Kicking back over to number 6, Charlie Caden, I believe. Caden making an attempt on that one. And number 8, Olivia Hall, putting some speed into that one. Gonna stop it. It goes back onto the right sideline. And it's around this time that the boys team comes out on the field getting ready to start. Will be the next game covered on this broadcast. 2-for-1 broadcast, I should say. Back past the midline. Being reset here. Number 17, Salem Bauer, I should say. To the right side, Clara Carter. Carter getting it right back. To her right. And taken away from Dylan Smith. Back over. Nice little stop there by Smith off the elbow. 1 minute and 23 seconds on the clock. Separate the Knights from victory. Kick is up and it is off the middle side of the goalie. Great kick attempt there by Clara Carter, who's trying to get another goal in this half. She was the last one to score so far for this Austin Regents girls team. Aaron Lee 46 seconds and kicked over to the sideline. Staying within bounds, riding that sideline. Brought over to Dylan Smith. Smith with the last couple of seconds on the clock. Trying to bring some extra action here. Less than 30 seconds. Carter to the left, and it's goal! And Dylan Smith! The goalie in the first half of this one breaks it open 8-0 in the last seconds of this one. Doing it all here. Able to play both sides of the field. And that will cap off a dominating performance by this Regents team. And you love to see a game full of offensive action, especially in soccer. An 8-0 game kind of equivalates to an absolute blowout in football. I mean, this kind of reminds me of my unfortunately, it kind of reminds me of some of the Maynard Mustangs games I called this last year. Unfortunately, the Mustangs did go 0-10, and a lot of the games ended 42, 49 points given up while only scoring like at the most 14. But to see that equivalent in soccer is definitely something you love to see, especially a dominating performance by the Austin Regents Knights. Keeping Travis busy on the camera, for sure. And Booth, in the last 12 seconds, they will just take their time on this one and cap off a victory by a final score. Austin Regents 8, Brentwood Christian 0. That is your final here as the Knights remain undefeated this year, playing shutout ball while almost getting into double digits in this one. 8-0 the final score. Well, I say almost, but regardless, I want to say thank you to everyone watching in this one. Travis, thank you for doing the camera work as he walks out of this one, doing the extra work. You got to appreciate the work that this man did in this one. So we will come back with coverage here in 22 minutes. Your final score, Austin Regents 8, Brentwood 0. We will be right back with coverage of the guys game in about 20 minutes. So we will have a break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Good night, everybody. Unless you are tuning in for the next game, we will be right back with more soccer action here on Vype Sports Media Network from Austin, Texas.